and this other aspect, talking about what's phenomenal about him, is that he's really worked hard to build what he has. He's been doing this for at least 10 years, starting small and growing and growing and growing. If anything, I think a lot of people, there's always this temptation to sort of covet and envy. And you'd look at someone like Cory Kenshin and you might feel like, why does this guy have this channel? Why does he have this YouTube income? You might feel jealous or envious, but the reality is he built it up for 10 years and worked really, really hard at it. It gives me a lot to think about. I used to work in this warehouse for a company called Hillman, and they're a pretty big, kind of multi-billion-dollar, kind of huge revenue company. They sort of not produce, actually production's all done in China, but really they ship out hardware products, stuff like nuts, bolts, screws, even like those sort of big magnets on wheels with the handle that you push to get screws off your garage floor, things like that. And we had this guy named Shayne Lindsay who eventually became a supervisor in the company, and I was there working from the days before they had converted to RF scanners and all the newer stuff, and I worked quite extensively with Shayne Lindsay. And the cool thing about him was that he had been in that company for quite a long time, maybe 10, 13 years, and he hadn't gotten much raises or even really a big promotion for a long time. And there so many people would feel cynical, like, what the hell's the point of this? I'm going nowhere. No one sees anything I contribute here. Where's the justice in this? Other people get promoted ahead of me who do less, or that kind of thing. And I'm sure everybody grapples with those kind of thoughts, but Shayne Lindsay here, he despite that he obviously grappled with those concerns, he kept working hard. He kept putting his head down and working, and I personally got to see him move up from being a worker like me to a supervisor, but only after he had put in 10 years. But that's not the end of the story, too. So later I started doing other things, like I'm doing painting and general contracting now. I moved out of Scarborough, so I kind of lost contact with Shayne Lindsay and sort of the friends I had at Hillman for some time. But later I get into contact with Michael Chang, one of my friends from Hillman, and do some follow-up. And now Shayne Lindsay has gotten promoted again and he's kind of like a big boss there now, and I'm so happy to hear this, because he was actually the guy who had trained me firsthand, and we had a really great working relationship. We had our moments where we argued, but we always got along in the end because of our commonality and our ability to discuss things out. My point is, if you came into a company like Hillman now, it'd be easy to think, who is this Shayne guy, man? Isn't this just some spoiled guy who just, weaseled his way into a promotion or something like that, or into a high position? And what they're not seeing is he worked super hard for it. Now, again, bring it back to relevancy. Cory Kenshin, what is the relevancy for him? He's worked hard. He's, in a manner of speech, worked his ass off to get this YouTube channel that he has. So when I go to watch his videos, when I go to see the kind of content and character of his person, understanding that of course what's depicted in the videos isn't even the full measure of who he is, but a side of himself he channels for the purpose of creativity, making people laugh, and as well as getting some amount of income. He does well. I don't really see a great bad side in the fellow or anything like that. So it's just something I've really enjoyed seeing his success, and I just wanted to share some general thoughts and things that I felt were kind of categorically related on the matter. So if you're ever feeling down, you're feeling discouraged, the Christian side of me would say pray and ask God for help, and But the general side of me will also say, you know what, you can always persevere if you keep putting down the bad attitude that tends to develop. I know sometimes it seems like you're going nowhere. Sometimes it seems like it's like everything you do is in vain. People are making you work for free, kind of thing. What is going on? Why am I not getting where? It almost really seems to me, and it would seem to me on the side of the things I've read in the Bible, but also I think anyone would think this way, even if you weren't religious, but just spend a lot of time meditating, looking at things in life. There's kind of this test humans go through where it looks like you're getting nowhere, where your work is in vain. And it's like this test that if you persevere through it, even when it feels hellish at times, you get the reward after. But if you buckle in and you quit, then you do not get the reward. And you'll be there. And the worst part is if you buckle in and quit in something you're working hard at, not only do you not get the reward, you often become self-deceived, which I think is a scary state. You enter this state where you keep believing in your heart you never would have gone anywhere doing the thing you were doing or working on the thing you were working. And all along that success was just around the bend if you just endured just a couple days longer, a week longer. On the other hand, I'm a level guy. I acknowledge there are places that are cesspools and dead ends. Unfortunately, I wish I could say it were not the case, but human corruption has made that an absolute reality. So whenever you're trying to do something in life, whether you try to make a YouTube channel, you're trying to be a carpenter, or whatever you put your hands to, always run in with those two considerations. If I were to give you any advice, would be that. But try to remember those people who've worked hard and succeeded through hard work. Now, make the determination for yourself based on wisdom and educated principles, if you're working for someone or working as self-employed, if the situation you're in is something where it's a dead end or not. If you can get to a point where you can say there's no conclusive proof to say this is a dead end, but I don't seem to be going anywhere in the short term, then consider whether it's just a matter of working hard enough, being consistent enough, producing enough that maybe over time you'll be like Shayne Lindsay, or maybe over time you'll be like Cory Kenshin, just getting there by consistency and hard work. I think that's it for today. I'm definitely considering doing some reaction videos on Cory Kenshin stuff because I find it very humorous, though it'll definitely express a different side of myself. So I'll just, with that, I'll end it. God bless you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.